What's going on? Welcome to the greatest rebounding drill ever created. I'm going to talk about it here. That way, when we watch the actual film of an actual practice, there's not a whole lot of time having to explain it. So let's jump right into it. It's called the get back drill. It starts with the offense having the ball. They're going to have anywhere from a 10 to 15 second shot clock, but we're not grading the offense here. We really don't care what they do. We just want to get a shot up, and we don't want stationary players just standing in, specific spots. The key here is to not turn the ball over. So if you have a team and you turn it over a lot, then you might only have a 5 to 10 second shot clock. You can run your play, you can run an offense, but this is not the emphasis, okay? We don't care what they run as long as they don't turn it over. Number 2, once the shot goes up, now we are grading that team that shot the ball. They are in the get back drill at this point. 1 and 2, your point guard and shooting guard, whatever your guards are, they have to get to the top, which is the center court, and the other player must get to the hole, which is underneath the basket on the opposite end. The 3, 4, and 5 must crash the glass, and they have to get their shoulder by. If neither of these things happen, if 1 and 2 don't get back, if 3, 4, and 5 do not crash, you can stop the drill right there, and we line it up, and we would run, and then get right back into it. Number 3, once the defense gets the rebound, we begin the transition phase. Okay, so the offense shot it. They're the team that's getting graded here. The defense gets the rebound, and now we're watching the transition. The point guard or whatever guard is up top must stop the ball no matter who's bringing the ball up. The man in the hole must stay there until his bigs are ahead of the opponents. It might be right away, or he might need to stay in the hole all the way until the bigs get all the way back, and it might be a very last second thing. He needs to hold the hole and not give up a layup and make sure that he's holding it down there until his bigs are in front of the opponent's bigs. 3, 4, and 5 have 2.5 seconds then. When they don't get the offensive rebound, they have 2.5 seconds to turn and sprint to half court, turn around, and get ready to play defense in the half court. Now you're in the half court. It's just a perfect shell in the half court setting here. Whatever your defensive principles are, that's what you're emphasizing here. If you are really focused on ball screen defense and you're talking about going under everything and they go over the top, boom, you ding them. If you're talking about fronting the post and the player gets caught behind the post, boom, they're dinged, okay? They don't get a point for it. So you can grade this however you want to. You can do 5 possessions each team. Whichever team plays it perfectly the most is the winner. What we would do is count the attempts and say you need 2 perfect attempts. And if you got an offensive rebound in the first possession, we would take off an attempt. So if a team is, let's say, 1 for 5 and they get 2 offensive rebounds, now they're 1 for 3. And obviously the winner was whoever got the least amount of attempts. Got it done in the least amount. All right. So the question might be, does this really work? I'm going to show you some stats from 2013 where this practice film is from. 2013, Colorado State, #1 rebounding margin in the entire country. And this wasn't the only stat that they excelled in. Offensive rebound percentage, #2 in the country, getting over 41% of their misses, they were able to offensive rebound. And the last category I'm going to show you here is total rebound percentage. #1 in the country at 57%. So they were top 3 in the 3 most important rebounding categories. This drill works. We did it every single day. And now I will show you Colorado State get back drill in practice. All right, this is the get back drill in live actual practice setting here. I'm going to stop it early on and then I'll try to let it play more after I've kind of explained the drill. So the team that we are grading is in white. Again, the goal here is to not turn the ball over. It's gone in. These bigs, 3, 4, and 5, they have 2.5 seconds to sprint to half court. Watch how hard they run. and we'll have a coach counting. So you can't hear it, but this possession, if you rewatch it, they got this player right here, Colton, for not being in a defensive stance. So that was a big emphasis that you had to stay in a stance. And if you ever did not follow the principles, you messed up, then you got on the line and it was a quick down and back, and then you got back into the drill. So you can emphasize, you can enforce any of the rules that you want, any of the principles that you're teaching. All right, shot's gone up. Again, we don't really care about the quality of the shot. We care about what's happening next. This is a guard. He needs to be sprinting back. This is a guard underneath the paint. You will see he does not think about crashing. He thinks about getting back. Now, I really want you to watch this player. His job is to get his shoulder by, just like these two are doing. Let's see if he does it. Just ran right into his back. And now they need to play perfect defense down here. Now, what they got dinged for is what I just talked about. They called out this player for running right into the defender's back, not getting his shoulder by, and they've got a quick down and back. So again, whatever your defensive principles are, this is where you're emphasizing them. And if they don't run it perfectly, then you mark it down, they run it, and it counts as an attempt. So we would keep track of how many attempts it took a team to get 2 perfect defensive possessions in the series, in the drill. And again, you can stop it on this end, or you can wait and stop it on the other end if you saw something wrong. In this case, this coach called out the player that's a guard for holding his follow through for too long. We believed once that ball was shot, it's no longer in your control. You need to be doing your job, whether it's crashing the glass, or in this case, a guard needs to be getting back and taking the top or the hole. So quick down and back, and this is how we would instill the mentality that they need to have. They don't want to run. They need to constantly be thinking about what they need to be doing so that they don't get in trouble and have to run, so they don't get marked down. Okay, we front the post. You can see that from green here. But again, green's not being graded right now. This is only white that's being graded. Shot goes in. You see those 3 players sprinting back. The player that shot it has the top. He has the ball. No matter who brings it up, he has the ball. Now they need to play perfect defense. You can see them in a stance, but 45, they're lost vision. And that's exactly what this coach calls them out for. No vision. Got to have vision of man and ball. Shot goes up, you see those guards sprinting back. It goes in, you see the bigs sprinting back now. And again, now we're looking for a perfect shell drill in the half court. We deny one pass away. You can see the guy closest here denying. They're in a stance. They're focusing on their vision, seeing man and ball. This is not just a great defensive rebounding drill, an offensive rebounding drill, but a great shell drill as well. And obviously transition defense is being emphasized here. We had a unique way of guarding ball screens. We called it 2 under, just in case you're wondering on that. Really pay attention on this possession to the offensive rebound. Shot goes up, and look at these 3 players. Especially here, this player averaged 5 offensive rebounds per game. Watch them swim move and get their shoulder by. And that's why we were the #1 rebounding team in the country. This is great to pay attention to the guard here. This guard is underneath the basket, okay? On your team, they might stay there and try to rebound. But when you're disciplined and you've been taught what to do and you know exactly what you're supposed to do, there's no gray area. You see him sprint towards half court because that's his job. You see this player sprint towards the hoop. Now this is great to show because in this case, a non-guard is bringing the ball up, and even though it's not his man, the top picks it up. So that's a guard picking up a forward right there because that's his job. And then you can try to figure it out and switch later on in the half court. All right, now we've flipped it over to green. So green is now going to be the team that is graded. And however many attempts it took white, that is what green is trying to beat. So if it took white 7 attempts to get it right, green will win if they can get 2 correct possessions in less than 7 attempts. This is a great example of the player taking the top. So he shot it, he's already sprinting back here, and he's going to pick up the ball. He knows the other guard is all the way in the hole. His job is to take the ball, again, no matter who is bringing the ball up. He gets to the top, he finds the ball. Now they need to play perfect in the half court, following all of our principles that we talk about. As a coach, I really encourage you to emphasize offensive rebounding. If you emphasize offensive rebounding, you will naturally become a great defensive rebounding team as well. You can see the shot go up. This player is not even looking at the ball. He knows his job is to take the hole. This player shot it. 90% of the time, the player that shoots it, if he's a guard, he's going to take the top because the other guard should be quicker to get to the hole. Okay, bad weak side help there. That's what coach calls him out for right here. And he's telling him he's on the weak side. He's got to be in weak side help, especially like we did, we front the post. Quick side note for you guys, all 3 of these assistants are current head coaches that you're learning from. Ross Hodge is the head coach at North Texas. Nico Medved is the current Colorado State coach. And then on the bottom here is Leonard Perry, University of Pacific head coach. All of these guys use this to some degree. Really watch this player here. Great spin move. He faked on the bottom. Almost got that one. And we'll see here shortly that he gets a few later. This is a great drill to have to fight through adversity. The team that's getting graded has to run, and then they have to get right back into it. And they have to think about doing it perfectly again. As I said, you'll see that player get one. Got one right there. Keep watching him. He's going to get another one here. Okay, we kind of mess up the ball screen defense there. But again, white's not being graded. We're watching green here. They need to crash and get back. Swim move again. Offensive rebound. And 1. So if they were at, let's say, 6 attempts, because they got 2 offensive rebounds, we would bring the attempt number down to 4. So they get, there's motivation, obviously, to get offensive rebounds because it improves your overall score. And that's going to do it. Hopefully you've learned something. If you're a coach, I cannot encourage you anymore to really implement this drill in your practice. We did it every single day. That's why we were the #1 rebounding team in the country. Larry Eustachy is the head coach here. He consistently had one of the top rebounding teams because we did this for 30 to 45 minutes every single day. It eliminates confusion. Okay, everybody on the team knows that 3, 4, and 5 are going to crash. The 1 and 2 are back. There's no gray area, which is something that I love when the shot goes up and they don't have to think about what their roles are. If you're a player, I hope you've learned something here in this video. I hope there's something that you can take from this, and hopefully you can see how hard these players are playing. If you are interested in learning more about these techniques and how these players are using them, check out my other video that I got right here, and you can click on that and see where I actually break down some of the drills that you can be using and the techniques that can help you to become a great rebounder. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe so that you don't miss any other videos, and I'll see you on the next video.